What's good, y'all? Fuzion here, back with another reaction video. Today, we're going to be talking about Cat headed to the Knicks. We got Stephen A, Molly Sexy Ass, and then Big Perk. They're going to be talking about this. I got some stuff to say about this also. I really didn't get a chance to talk about this trade, what it means for the Knicks, and what it means for Cat, honestly. I think that the East is a little bit weaker than the West, of course. Everybody knows that. I think that this Knicks team just made the East a little bit more competitive. I think the Knicks have always been one or two pieces away. They got Jalen Brunson. He's been playing hella crazy out of his mind. You're seeing great play from him. Josh Hart. And I'm missing three other players that have been playing well for them. I think that was Mitchell Robertson, if I'm not mistaken. He was announced to be out for a bit, so they made a move. They went and got Cat. I think Cat has always sort of been on that bubble of being traded or going somewhere else. I think that there's a lot of interesting things that Cat can do on the court. I don't think it would have fit in Minnesota, and we saw that it just didn't. We understand who the leader of that team is. It's Ant-Man. He will, and for the next few years, he should be the leader of that team. I think sometimes Cat sort of got ahead of himself. He is the prototypical modern day big. He's a shooter. He will mostly shoot the damn ball. Personally, I've gotten over the fact that that's how he is, so I'm okay with it, and it works for him. Will it be able to transition into the East? Because, honestly, his biggest competition now in the East is Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, will Cat be able to hold or be able to score more than Joel Embiid? That's what this full conversation is going to be. I don't think Cat can deal with Giannis. I think Giannis is too athletic for him on both sides of the ball. I think that, who else is in that East? There's one more big in the East that I just cannot remember for some reason. But yeah, Cat is going to have to deal with a lot more of that. Deal with a lot more of Giannis. Dealing with a lot more of Joel Embiid. Luckily, he could play the power forward on that Minnesota team. So he had backup on the defensive end. So his defense didn't get exposed as much as I think it will be this year. You had Rudy Gobert, despite what people think about him, and despite what I think about that sorry ass nigga, he's a solid big. He knows what he's supposed to do. Contest jump shots, contest layups, get blocks when you can, rebound, set good screens. His offensive game is limited, and I'm not mad at that. You got people like Anthony Edwards. You got Mike Conley, who can put people in better positions to score the basketball. Missing two other names on that solid team. So, offensively, they're not going to miss that much from Cat. They did get DiVincenzo, I believe. And I don't know if Julius Randle is staying or is he getting traded also. I saw something weird online about him going to the Bulls, but that didn't look right. So I'm going to need to fact check myself on that at some point. But actually, y'all can let me know in the comments down below. But I think that was just some cap. Anyway, so yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking Cat is going to have to do, what Cat is going to need to learn how to do. He learned, and I guess somewhat figured out, that he can be the second fiddle and be okay. This time, it is going to be submitted. Cat, you are the second option on this team. You are not the leader of this team. You are going to Jalen Brunson's team. You're going to have to figure out what Jalen Brunson needs. Can he do it? I believe so. I think Cat's a good player. He reminds me of how Anthony Davis was. Very jump shot. I don't want to say jump shot reliant because he's not, but he settles for jump shots more than I think he should. Defensively, I think Cat can be better on that defensive end. I don't think he's bad. I don't want this to sound like I'm shitting on Cat because I think Cat is a great player. I think he can just be better. He's sort of how I feel about Drake. I'm actually doing a video on Drake. Maybe coming out this weekend. Make sure you are subscribed for that. Drake is a great rapper, great artist. I feel like there were songs and multiple features where he did better than what he puts out. As far as albums, as far as singles, there are songs, there are features where he's on and he just raps well. He just sings well. He does great sometimes. If we can get that consistency going, then then there'd be no doubt that he would be like the greatest artist. I'm not saying Cat will be like the greatest player of all time, but he has a lot in his skill set that I don't think he's using, that he's not taking advantage of sometimes because he is settling for a jump shot. He is settling for face-up moves instead of back to the basket sometimes. If we saw more of that, I could see Cat being a 20, 25, 23 guy, double-digit rebounds, at least making 3 or 4 threes a game. At the least, that is what we can expect. That is what we should be seeing from Cat on a more night-in, night-out basis. Sometimes he gets into foul trouble when it's not needed. Sometimes he does things where I'm just like, what are you doing? But I think this is going to be a breakout season for Cat, or he's going to break. Because I think he has it, and I think there's skill there. There's a great team there. There's maturity there. There's experience there. So I could see that team being better, and I could see Cat playing better. So let's go ahead and see what they got to say.
Official now, who's the biggest threat to the Celtics in the East?
In the Eastern Conference, I still believe it's the Philadelphia 76ers for one reason and one reason only, the greatness of Joel Embiid. Mm-hmm. I understand that the New York Knicks have upgraded. Mikal Bridges being there, re-signing Anunoby, ultimately acquiring Carl Anthony.
I didn't even say nothing about Mikal Bridges. My bad. Yeah, that defensive core isn't bad. If we can get Cat to step up on the defensive end, I'm not saying he's a bad defender. I'm saying he can be better than he is. That's going to be a hard team to beat. And I think they could. I don't know about match up well with the Celtics because of the big guards. But you could see Cat at least being more competitive out there. I feel like he's stronger and has a little bit more touch at the rim than Porzingis. So I could see him taking advantage of that. I could see he's quicker than Brook Lopez. So if he does have to switch over with the Bucks at the place center, he should be able to get past Brook. He could also get past Al Horford off of that Celtics bench squad. There's matchups where I think Cat could take advantage of. I think this year he's going to have to do that. He's going to have to.
Anthony Towns, really sad to see Julius Randle go. But I think that him and Jalen Brunson wasn't the ideal fit personally. I think that Cat is a better fit with Jalen Brunson, and I think that Julius Randle will be a better fit in Minnesota. I don't like losing DiVincenzo at all because, especially after what I saw him do and how streaky he got in the playoffs, I really, really think that's something that the New York Knicks could have worked to their benefit. But they still got McBride and other pieces, and so I'm not really too worried about it. In the end, the problem is Joel Embiid. I watched this brother Big Perk average 35 on one leg in the postseason against the Knicks. And I'm like, he's just an unstoppable force. Now, he's never been 100% ever in his career, and there's no reason to believe he will this year despite losing 25 to 30 pounds. But if he's anything, let's just say for the sake of argument, 80% or better, Lord have mercy, I don't know what to think about that. The Knicks can beat them, but when you ask the word the favorites to knock off the Celtics in the Eastern Conference, the number one threat to the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference right now, I would have to say, is the Philadelphia 76ers.
Max Power 76ers is a dangerous team. Tyrese Maxey, he's coming into his own even more than he already was. They have Paul George, and I think Paul George is going to realize and accept now that he is the third, sometimes fourth option. And I think if he could do that, and if he does understand that and realize that there are times where you just need to go and run into the corner and just sit there, or you got to sit at the high post, feed it down to the low block or feed it down to the low post, and sort of play like that, Paul George is going to make this team better. And there's always that threat of his offensive game to take off the load of Joel Embiid. They got Tyrese Maxey. He's going to give you at least 25. Joel Embiid has been dropping 30-something. He's been playing crazy. If you can get him still to his 27, 28, almost 30 a night, but an easier 30, Paul George can get you 16, 17, even 15, and be a consistent, strong 16, 17. That Philly team is just going to be crazy. Like, they're already great. Now they just need to gel. They just need more time. I think Paul George works. I think Paul George can work. Yeah.
Well, let me say this. First of all, the Eastern Conference is stacked, right? It's about 5 or 6 teams that could legitimately make it to the NBA Finals. The Cavs, the Sixers.
No.
The Cavs, the
I got these 4 teams here. I think the Cavs are 2 pieces short. I think I don't think Donovan Mitchell will be able to stay on that team and be successful as far as in the postseason. I don't think they're strong enough. Pacers, I think that the Pacers have a better chance than the Cavs, honestly. I think Tyrese Halliburton, you saw somewhat what his issue is. And I think now that he has more experience with being that, knowing when to take the shot and when to pass, knowing when to, how can I put this? Take a back seat sometimes. I think he is learning more how to do that, how to play the pace. I think that now he has a full year now, I believe, or maybe half a year. I don't know. Oh, with Pascal Siakam on the team. Miles Turner, he has another year of experience under his belt. And I think he's always solid. So I think the Pacers are over the Cavs. But I think it's these 4 teams here. Celtics, Bucks, Philly, and Knicks. These 4 teams are the strongest, and I think by far from the rest of them of the East, of like the strong teams.
76ers. Yeah, Stephen A. I mean, they legit threats, right? The Cavs wasn't healthy last year. I get it. I'm not.
Shit, I'll take the Magic over them. The Magic's not in the East. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yes, they are. Yo, am I trolling? Hold on, y'all. Let me cook. I just don't think that the Cavs are good enough, bro. I don't. All right, all East. I could be wrong. Yeah, I was right. I think that the Mavs are better. The Magic's better than the Cavs. Yeah, I'll take the Orlando Magic over the Cavs any time of the week. That Cavs team is just not good anymore. And I know who to blame, but I ain't gonna start that. Not gonna start that one.
Picking them. I'm not picking them, but they have a legitimate shot, okay? But I'm all in with the Knicks. Again, Jalen Brunson, after the All-Star break, was the best player in the Eastern Conference. Jalen Brunson.
He might have been the best player
first
in the
two
NBA
rounds,
at the time.
we could say, in my opinion, was arguably the best player in the postseason. We saw what the Indiana Pacers had to do to him in that series. They were face guarding him. They were trapping. Hell, they was running boxing ones.
OG is going to be hooping too.
Help that second option. We kept asking, who's going to be that second option, and what would it have looked like if Julius Randle was on the floor? Well, damn it, he has it now. And everybody keep talking about Karl Anthony Towns for as being a big that could shoot the three. And they're correct. He's one of the greatest shooting bigs we've ever seen. But he's also one of the most skilled bigs we've ever seen. When it comes to having a complete package offensively, it's nothing that he can't do. He has the mid-range, he has post work, he could take you off the dribble, he could push the rock, he could assist and make guys around him better. So when I think about a Jalen Brunson-led team with Karl Anthony Towns and the pieces that they have around them, from Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, listen, those guys are not role players. Those guys are knocking at the door of all-star caliber players.
For the sake of this discussion.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, and I said this at the beginning, if they can unlock what Cat's abilities are, that Knicks team is going to be crazy. That Knicks team is going to be really freaking good. You put Cat at the second option, you let him do everything. Again, just like what Perk says. He, offensively, I don't think he has a flaw. As far as he knows how to shoot the mid-range. He knows how to shoot the three. He can finish at the rim. He can take most bigs off of the dribble. He can pass the ball well. He knows how to position to get an offensive rebound. He knows how to position to get his team open just by being there. So I just think that he has everything he needs on the offensive end. I just think sometimes he will settle and take a jump shot. Will Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, will they be able to push him and make him do the extra? Everything he can do? Because he should have every which way to beat all these other bigs. He should. Joel Embiid, he's too slow laterally. You take him off the dribble. Giannis might be his hardest option, but that's when you try to shoot the three. You try to get him in foul trouble by attacking his chest, pump faking, and then attacking his chest. He's going to try to block. He's going to try to block everything. You get him in foul trouble. That's somebody out. Porzingis, slow laterally. Little. You take his little ass to the paint. You work out on him. That's something that Cat can do. Those are three different types of players, three different types of defenders. I don't think you can back up Joel Embiid like that. He's pretty heavy, but that's why you face up and go at him. Three different bigs that Cat can deal with. That I don't think these three could. I don't think you could put any other big and do that. I don't think Joel Embiid laterally, again, with his handle, can go past a Porzingis. Of course, that would be more like a backup or like a post-up situation. But against like Jokic, for example, I think he's just quick enough handily to go by him. But I don't think he can go by him. I don't think he can go by Cat like that. His shot, I think his mid-range Joel Embiid's, I think it's better than Cat's. I think that his post-up game may be slightly better than Cat's. But the ability to push the floor or spread the floor and push, because I don't want to see Joel Embiid having to go coast to coast or take the ball up. I want him to have low energy buckets. Get into the paint, post up if you can. If not, come to the high post. You do whatever there. I'd rather not see him take it coast to coast. Giannis. You make Giannis shoot the ball. He gonna brick that shit. Don't let him drive. Easier said than done, but that's the thought process behind it. Porzingis, be physical. He's weak. You gotta, my bad, y'all. So, those are some things about Cat that I think. I think that the Knicks can beat Philly. I think the Knicks can beat Milwaukee. I don't think they can beat the Celtics still. I think that Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Drew Holiday, those three, just those guards, are just too damn good. Like, I be talking shit, but that team is good. It was just a matter of time before they got a ring, and we all know that. Jaylen Brown's going to be playing better this year because he was left off of that USA team. Jason Tatum's going to be playing better this year because he sat on the USA team and he didn't get Finals MVP. They're just going to be better this year. And you got to get better. Philly got better. They traded up from Tobias Harris to Paul George. Knicks got better, personally, I think. Milwaukee, if they can be healthy, because I don't think we saw them in the playoffs full health, so that was the issue there. That was the only team that I don't think really got better. I'll have to check. They did sign Rondo to as an assistant coach or on like the coaching staff, so I guess that's improving coach-wise. Damian Lillard and Rondo, that'd be interesting. Like, they can learn the game together. Yeah, that's a good pickup. Rondo played with KG, and I think KG and Giannis have, I don't want to say the same game, but similar build, similar motor on the offense and the defensive end. Always wanting to be in the mix. Of course, I'd rather KG's jump shot than Giannis's, but I'd rather Giannis's athleticism over KG's. I don't think KG is non-athletic. I just think that Giannis is a freak. I'm not pausing that either. But on the defensive end, I think they're somewhat the same. So that's like sort of my thought process on probably why they got him. Of course, he's a great basketball mind, but I think that was a good pickup. But that's all I got for you guys. I'm just going to go ahead and end it here. My videos have been getting copyrighted, so I'm going to try to mitigate that now. I might split this up into 2 videos. I'll see. But I'll see you guys later. Hit the comments down below. Also, hit that link in the description to become a member. Peace.